I work really hard and sometimes I need a vacation. And by work, I mean I do eating challenges for a living. And by really hard, I mean it's been really hard for me to go to the bathroom recently. So to switch it up for the next 6 days, I'm going to be eating nothing but Chick-fil-A for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The thought process is this. If weekly eating challenges like the Costco hot dog meal, Starbucks, and Long John Silver's are challenging for me, maybe Chick-fil-A will be different? Probably not. Also, this is only a 6-day challenge because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, meaning I can't have it a 7th day unless I want to go to federal prison, which, yeah, actually, that's a terrible idea for a video. As always, before we start, I'm going to lay out some rules for this pointless eating challenge that I'm enforcing and nobody else is. First, I have to eat here at Chick-fil-A 3 times a day for 6 days. Secondly, besides water, I can't have any food or drink that isn't from Chick-fil-A for the next 6 days. Presumably, this is going to be really easy, so I thought this would make it more of a challenge. But also, I'm going to weigh myself before and after the challenge to see if I gained or lost weight during it. And oh my goodness, I have put on so much weight since doing these eating challenges. And third, it's not really a rule, but I'm going to see how many times I hear "my pleasure" from Chick-fil-A employees this week. Chick-fil-A employees are required to say "my pleasure" every time you say thank you, and I'm going to see if it's comparable to the amount of times you would see a bachelorette party in Nashville, which would be a lot. My guess is 60 times for the next 6 days. Wow, that's a lot of times I'd be getting "my pleasure." Hey, yo! Since I try to move over 10 miles a day and burn over 1,500 calories during these weekly eating challenges, that morning before starting, I did 2 miles of walking and 1 mile of running. I got coffee beforehand because my dumbass forgot that Chick-fil-A had coffee and I thought this would be the last time I'd have it for a while. This is my last coffee for the next 6 days. If you don't see this, it's because I changed my mind. Oh wait, I think Chick-fil-A has coffee, so never mind. I'm good. All right, ignore all that. My bad. And I headed to a Chick-fil-A location where Bill met me for meal 1.
Apparently he really has to poop.
It's gonna be a straight up vacation. Hey everyone, it's me here from the future. This is factually incorrect as always. For meal 1, I got a 4-count of chicken minis, some hash browns. Chick-fil-A makes the greatest lemonade on earth, so I got some of that, even though they thought it was an orange milkshake for some reason. So I may be calling the authorities later to do a wellness check on this Chick-fil-A location, because that was wild. Now, for my international audience and for those who don't know what Chick-fil-A is, it's a fast food restaurant that sells chicken. I kept that one short because I do be yapping sometimes. It's typically rated as the highest or one of the highest ranked fast food chains in the United States, but spoiler alert here, I'm not too high on Chick-fil-A and never have been. Possible engagement bait here. I really like their breakfast, which they serve here every day until 10:30, but I've never been huge on their regular menu items. Many people think I'm an idiot for this take, but I disagree. I'm an idiot for many other reasons. Overall, my first of 18 meals was fantastic. Bill loves getting the most absurd angles of me eating, and everything was all good, except for the fact that I only heard "my pleasure" 1 time. If you know me, I'm a pretty thankful guy. Hearing it only once during meal 1 put me way behind my trivial goal that is incredibly pointless of 60 my pleasures for the entire 6 days. But yeah, it was definitely a great meal. Makes me bummed that I can't do this on Sunday though, since it is closed. Oh, and one quick thing to note, Chick-fil-A sauce is my favorite sauce on the planet. It's so damn good. I could bathe in that stuff, and I thank God every day that it exists. Okay, back to the video. Bill has a life, so he left, but as for me, I don't. All right. Feel pretty good. I do have to take a giant dump though, so I actually don't feel that good. And after my therapist appointment, we have a lot to talk about. I had to figure out what to do for a while. So after attending to some incredibly important and realistic busy work on my portable computer for a couple hours, I lifted weights for the first time in a very long time because I heard it helps your metabolism and a lot of other buzzwords that people that are healthy use, and I want to be like them. And then ran 3 miles, the best that anybody has ever ran. It was so good. It was a good run. It's like a late lunch. It's like 4:18, but it's time for meal 2. Time for some Chick-fil-A. And went back to Chick-fil-A for meal 2. This is the last time I'll address it in these videos, but some people probably think that the working out is a little boring, and I agree. It's kind of hard to spice things up while walking and running and doing stuff like that. But I don't care because I like doing that. It makes me feel good to work out, and I want to share how good I feel with you guys. So if you don't like that, please don't hate me. I'm sorry. Plus, it's like the only way I can survive these eating challenges. For meal 2, I got a spicy chicken sandwich deluxe, waffle fries, and sweet tea. When I posted on my Instagram that I would be doing this challenge, 7 or like 1,000 people, they told me that the sweet tea at Chick-fil-A is generational. And you know what? They were right. That kid is special, man. As many of you know, me and vegetables have a lot of beef on this channel. Well, not literally because vegetables. However, I got the deluxe version of Chick-fil-A's spicy chicken sandwich, which comes with lettuce, tomatoes, dill pickle chips, and pepper jack cheese. And I just want to put this one out there. I think Chick-fil-A has a better spicy chicken sandwich than anybody in the game. So just to clear up any confusion, you might be like, hey, Sir Yacht, didn't you just say that Chick-fil-A isn't that good, you don't like it that much, and now you're saying that their spicy chicken sandwich is the best in the game? Yeah, I don't know. You got me. I'm very inconsistent. Maybe Buc-ee's, maybe Buc-ee's. I think Popeyes is up there too, but I'd probably rank it Popeyes and then Buc-ee's, don't at me, and Chick-fil-A number one. And you put a little Chick-fil-A sauce on top and oh man, there's a shot I could eat this sandwich every day. There's a shot I could eat this sandwich every damn day. As you can see here from a man that kindly filmed me, that definitely wasn't me propping up my phone against my sweet tea drink. I was really enjoying my second meal of 18 total, which is much better than not enjoying it. And good news, I heard my pleasure 4 times during meal 2, which brings the average up to 2.5 MPs per meal. Not totally there quite yet at 3.3, but we're getting there. Also, please forgive me for how I'm about to consume this Chick-fil-A sauce. The weather outside, or as opposed to the weather inside, that doesn't make any sense, was super amazing. And what was I gonna do? Not enjoy it? No, I had a plan. Okay. It is a beautiful freaking day outside, and I have the sudden chaotic urge to go to a Cleveland Guardians game downtown. It starts in an hour. I don't have a ticket quite yet, but I'm just gonna buy a ticket and see what happens. That's right, I quickly got a ticket to the Cleveland Guardians game because the intrusive thoughts in my head won again. Sir Yacht 1, free will 0. Following that, I showered and promptly headed to downtown Cleveland. Oh, and also I dressed up as Waldo for every sporting event I go to. Hey, I didn't know it was one of those videos. The Guardians were playing the New York Yankees, who won a lot of World Series before color TV was invented. But also the last time Cleveland won a World Series, I was negative 45 years old and my dad wasn't even a thought yet. The weather and atmosphere were electric, but there were 2 things wrong here. First, I couldn't suck down a pork pop or have anything else here besides water. It makes me think, why didn't I just discreetly bring in Chick-fil-A to eat at the game? You know what? The Cleveland Cavaliers do play on Wednesday. For research purposes only, it looks like I'll just have to go to that game on Wednesday and bring some Chick-fil-A. Again, for research. And secondly, I only had an hour to be at the stadium because I had to leave to go back to get my final meal for the day and also record our podcast later tonight, since Chick-fil-A closes every day at 9 p.m. besides Sundays. They're not open Sundays. Sorry, I already said that. Nobody scored in the first few innings either, and unlike me on a first day at the Cheesecake Factory where I spent over an hour in the bathroom, I needed to see some runs. And by golly, if you ask, you shall receive. Because Jose Ramirez immediately hit a 3-run home run that I luckily caught on camera, and the very next pitch, Kyle Manzardo hit a home run himself. With all this happening so fast and the Guardians going up 4-0, I told myself I can go home now. There's no way they lose this game, except they did lose that game. Just kidding. I wasn't a jinx this time. I went to the bathroom to change so no one saw that Waldo was a fraud for leaving early. I'm a master of disguise. Okay, now it's time for me to pretend to get in the car as like a cool transition shot. All right. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. And headed to the drive-thru for the first time at Chick-fil-A for meal 3, where I got a 12 count of Chick-fil-A nuggets, waffle fries, and a soda. I don't know if I've mentioned this quite yet, but Chick-fil-A employees are incredibly kind, like out of their way kind, and it always makes it like a really nice experience to interact with them. Evan is a great example of this, and also he is a real ball knower because he subs to the channel, so I'm completely biased. Hello, Evan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I want to let you know I'm keeping track of how many times I hear my pleasure this week.
My pleasure.
Does that count? He was just echoing back my pleasure, but does that, I think that technically, does that count?
It's got to be over 100, hopefully.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. Hey, thanks, man.
My pleasure.
I felt like I was in my soccer mom era here as I got food for the boys on our podcast.
Turn around.
Hey!
Whoa.
I just came in for the first time.
Oh, what a haul.
I got Chick-fil-A. And the reason why I did this because I was thinking, what better way to promote the podcast shamelessly than putting it in my Chick-fil-A challenge video? Woo!
I mean,
I'm happy with it. I got free Chick-fil-A out of it.
I really wanted to get flaming hot Cheetos for some reason.
We had a great evening as always, hanging out on the pod, and it was even better capping the night off with some Chick-fil-A. As I said before in the beginning of the video, I've never been high on Chick-fil-A besides their breakfast, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I wanted to be different because everybody liked it, and I'm like late to every single trend. It's been going so well so far that I just don't foresee any complications from this challenge. Hey everyone, it's me here from the future again. No, you can't say that there's not going to be complications. That always happens. You jinx it. We already talked about it at the beginning of the video. After day one, I've spent $33.73 on 3 meals at God's Chicken Shop, and have heard my pleasure 9 times, an average of 3 MPs per meal. A little bit under my goal of 3.3 MPs per meal, but we're not far off, so it looks like we just got to crank the politeness up a little. I also burnt 2,011 calories and moved 11.53 miles, so definitely a top tier start to a top tier 6 days. It's just a darn shame that Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays and this is only a 6-day challenge. These weekly eating challenges can be pretty difficult because of 2 reasons. First being flavor fatigue, which is having the same food over and over again. Flavor fatigue always cooks me during these degenerate eating challenges, but believe it or not, I actually eat decently sometimes when I'm not filming, thanks in part to Good Chop. Good Chop delivers high quality American meat and seafood straight to your door. And here is my door. It's May and I still have a Mardi Gras wreath up for some reason. And speaking of flavor fatigue, that's not in Good Chop's vocabulary, because you can customize your box from over 100 menu items including USDA choice and prime steaks, wild-caught seafood, organic chicken, responsibly raised pork, and so much more. Since I've been on a cooking show for 2 seasons about the worst cooks in America, I'll leave it to my friends and family to come over and cook the other stuff. But I did invest in a hot dog roller recently, and I really want to use it right now because, yeah, I love hot dogs. Putting the hot dog roller in my office is probably a terrible idea because it smells like beef in here. Good Chop is great for me because it allows me to save time and not go to the grocery store, but also I don't have to worry about consistent quality with them. And voila, I think that's how you spell that word. These are absolutely delicious hot dogs, and I know a lot about hot dogs, so you can trust me on that one. Go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code Sir Yacht 50 or click the link in the caption below to get $50 off plus free shipping on your first box. That's $50 off plus free shipping on your first box at goodchop.com/YouTube when you use code Sir Yacht 50. Thank you, Good Chop, and now back to the video where I actively try to avoid getting flavor fatigue. And secondly, because I'm only eating 3 times a day, I can't have any snacks. And on the morning of day 2, I definitely wasn't looking like a snack.
I wish I was a morning person. It's so hard to get up.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it all started when after sleeping in for a little, I had to get to Chick-fil-A pretty quickly because Bill had scheduled a pickleball reservation for 11 a.m., which means I only had 10 minutes to eat before I drove 20 minutes to the pickleball courts. Otherwise, Bill probably wouldn't have been too upset. He's pretty understanding. For meal 4, I got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, some hash browns again, and an iced caramel coffee.
Your bill is $9.55.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And in the short amount of time I went through the drive-thru, because man, this place is unbelievably efficient, I heard my pleasure 4 times. So we're sitting pretty good on this arbitrary goal that I made up just for the plot of this challenge.
Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. Okay, you mean I'll speak.
I consumed my Chick-fil-A on the way to pickleball like an absolute savage.
Well, I think I might be on time this time.
Where I ultimately was late again per usual, like every time I do anything.
Did you forget your paddle? What do you got?
Dude, I almost forgot it.
Fortunately for me and not for Bill, we played 5 games and I won all 5 games. It was really nice of Bill to let me win all 5 games so that I could feel good about myself the rest of today and the challenge the rest of the week. I also burnt over 900 calories during this game, so it was a super sneaky good workout, which always helps me when doing these eating challenges.
How does it feel to lose?
Don't know. How many did you win?
I lost track.
Okay. All right. Be safe.
Since I ate pretty early that day and wanted to space out my next 2 meals today, on the way home I went to the Metro Parks, which, fun fact, Cleveland is nicknamed the Emerald Necklace because we have a lot of parks, where I did a little more walking in some incredibly beautiful weather. I got in my car and yeah, I still wasn't hungry yet. So I then went to my parents and walked the dogs and played with them for a little bit, and damn, I'm not hungry yet still. For meal 5 at Chick-fil-A, I was recommended by many to get what's called a salad, which puts a higher emphasis on vegetables and possibly health. Chick-fil-A salads are very highly rated, so I decided to give their spicy Southwest salad a go. In addition to their mac and cheese, which is, quote, slept on, according to a few people I trust where I need food advice. And by the way, real quick, how cool would it be to just be like a food consultant where people are just like, hey, where should I eat and what should I eat there? Like, is that a job? Because if it's not, then I'm going to do that one day. And I got a drink called a Sunjoy, which is Chick-fil-A's legal way of saying an Arnold Palmer, aka lemonade and iced tea combined. And I couldn't believe that was the first time I've ever had that drink at Chick-fil-A. It is exceptional. It's one of my favorite drinks you can get at a fast food spot. The salad was absolutely loaded with good stuff, which distracted me from the fact that I was consuming a salad. And I wasn't sleeping on the macaroni and squeeze at all here. In fact, I was the most awake person on planet Earth at that moment in time. It probably completely negated the healthiness of the salad that I was consuming, but regardless, that was some really good mac and cheese.
Bro, the spicy Southwest salad, generational. The mac and cheese, generational. This place rocks.
But I definitely was hit by the combination of how much I've worked out in the past 24 hours and the amount of food that I just consumed, because I pulled into my apartment parking lot and I was too tired to walk out of my car. So I slept for like 10 minutes. I guess, not gonna lie, I'm not really sure how long. I just put my phone there to talk, and I didn't know I was gonna do that. I did want to keep napping for a while, but I couldn't because I had to go to a birthday dinner tonight at a nice restaurant where I couldn't have anything because I'm just having Chick-fil-A for the next 6 days. And I also had to eat Chick-fil-A again after that. And I need to work out soon, so I don't have time. And right before starting my run, I got tagged by my friend Xavier to do the Speak Your Mind Ice Bucket Challenge.
I would like to nominate my friend Joey.
Hey, that's me. A campaign made by the University of South Carolina's Mental Illness Needs Discussions Club, or MIND, to raise awareness for mental health.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
So I was like, absolutely, I'll do this immediately. The challenge is to pour a bucket of ice water on your head, but since I didn't have enough time to go get an ice bucket, I had to improvise.
This is a bad idea. I don't have access to an ice bucket, but I do have access to 47-degree Lake Erie water. So I think that's good enough. You know what's funny? I don't think I'm tired anymore.
I then quickly went back to my place to get ready, and I was very surprised at what I saw.
Huh. I guess the salad did have corn after all. Wow, okay, sorry.
And this may look like my funeral attire for the end of my eating challenges, and that's because it is. I don't own much nice clothing.
This is like one of my favorite places to eat, and I can't have anything here. I'm just gonna watch people eat really, really good food. Oh well, I did this to myself. Nobody else's fault.
I went to a birthday dinner at a nice restaurant in Cleveland for Kelsey's mom's birthday, where everybody got lobster bisque, swordfish, more lobster, and other dishes that look really, really good right now. But in case you haven't been watching this video or paying attention like I typically do even in my own videos, I'm having Chick-fil-A for the next 6 days, so I can't have any of it. So I went to the bathroom to vent.
It's 7:35, they closed in an hour and a half. I've watched people have fucking lobster. So cooked.
Damn, I need to stop being a masochist. I probably won't, though, because it definitely helps me pay the bills a little more. I will say there was some conflict, though, and you guys can boo me here if you want. You can decide. Kelsey's mom's birthday, she wanted me to have wine, and I was like, well, it's her birthday. Am I going to make her upset and not have some wine? So, yeah. I might have had a glass of wine and broken the rules that I said at the beginning of the video already on day 2. Okay, yeah, boo me, whatever. After an amazing dinner that I did not get to experience whatsoever, I got back to Chick-fil-A for meal 6, where I got a spicy chicken sandwich deluxe again, waffle fries, a fruit cup so the haters can't say, oh, you don't eat fruit. Because I do. I'm going to eat it soon. And potentially my favorite dessert item at Chick-fil-A, a frosted lemonade. Real ball knowers know. It honestly is baffling at this point how much I've slept on this place. The service here is efficient. The people are so nice, and the food is magical. I mean, honestly, it's not that baffling because, you know, it's me. I'm pretty oblivious, but you get the point. I have to admit, I've been wrong about this place, and you know what? I'm happy about being wrong because that makes me feel like it's going to be a great rest of the week, even though I foreshadowed earlier in the video twice that it's not going to be as easy as I once thought.
I think I can genuinely eat here every day and be fine. Like I foresee no issues in this challenge. I'm absolutely thriving right now. Dude, I never learned my lessons. This was hard at the end. I may just be saying that for the plot.
I then walked my parents' dogs one more time to get over 2,000 calories burnt on the day before catching some Z's and waking up for day 3.
Okay, I worked out a lot today. It's been a long day, but a great day. I love you, Chick-fil-A. We only have 4 more days of this. So, the sooner I go to bed, the sooner I can eat it again.
After 2 days, I spent $81.57 on 6 meals. What? Was day 2 that... Day 2 was like $48. Why was it so expensive? And have received 22 My Pleasures, an average of 3.67 MPs per meal. So we're over our goal right now, which is great. And I burnt 2,208 calories while moving 11.72 miles. I'm hitting everything on all cylinders right now, and I could not have started the week on a better note. And it's day 3 now, and you know what that means. It's day 3. Not everything I say has to be like prolific. I can't even say that word. Kelsey joined me for meal 7, and I decided to get a breakfast burrito this time. Their sausage hash brown burrito to be specific. More hash browns because, yep, that's me. And another iced vanilla coffee. Kelsey filmed me enjoying my meal. Shout out free labor. And then I filmed this part of my own because I wanted her to also enjoy her meal. So that was 7 meals to start this challenge where I was like, wow, I've never felt this good about going into a weekly eating challenge video. Not even like the weekly In-N-Out video. So I do be talking out of my ass sometimes, but sometimes I actually am correct. And I just watched the In-N-Out for 1 week video again. And on meal 7, I definitely wasn't feeling as good as I do now. So your boy be telling the truth right now. Let's go. Man, I have a little bit of anxiety right now. I don't know why. I think it might be because I didn't work out this morning. But overall, I was pretty excited because I was driving 90 minutes away to Youngstown, Ohio to visit my favorite shelter dog to help him get adopted. I previewed him at the end of the last video, but this is Onyx. He's a shelter dog that has been at the Animal Charity of Ohio Humane Society in Youngstown for almost 7 years. And when I first heard that from one of my Instagram followers named Manny, who sent me his information, I was absolutely heartbroken. But after I saw that, I was like, well, I could be sad, or I could do something about it. I could try to help. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm promoting him to help get him adopted. Fortunately, Onyx is the happiest dog on the planet. His tail is never not wagging, and over the past 4 to 5 weeks, I've had the absolute blessing of having 5 weekly playdates with him and making content about him with Animal Charity of Ohio. We were even just on the local news, which is pretty cool as well.
Onyx, are you going to be on the news? Oh, good boy. Onyx, you going to be on the news? Oh my gosh.
And on that particular day, I gave Onyx some Chick-fil-A, and honestly, I'm not sure if he tasted it or liked it or not because he inhaled it. If you want to learn more about adopting Onyx, I'll have a link in my description where you can do so. And I swear on everything, I promise you, I will do everything in my power to make sure that that dog gets adopted here very soon. Also, shout out Liza Lopez for watching the last video and sending a really nice note to Animal Charity of Ohio in hopes that Onyx gets adopted. I really appreciate you sending that to them.
My least favorite time of visiting Onyx is leaving Onyx.
After my weekly playdate with Onyx, I went to a nearby Chick-fil-A for meal 8 where I got a 12 count of chicken nuggets, another fruit cup because I do be in my fruit bag sometimes, and another Sunjoy, aka a lemonade and iced tea. And even though I haven't mentioned it much, I do have to let you guys know that I always order an absurd amount of Chick-fil-A sauce because I'm just like lost in the sauce. And like, what else is there to say other than I love this place and the food is unbelievable. And they even have good fruits here. Shout out health. As much as I wanted to ask the employees if I could bathe in some Chick-fil-A sauce right now, I didn't actually want to ask that. It's like a hyperbole maybe. I had to drive back home because I'm impulsively going to the Cavs game later tonight, like I said earlier. So I still need to get some working out in beforehand in addition to having, another meal tonight. I got back after a 90-minute drive and did 2 miles of walking and then 2 miles of running, which weirdly tired me out more than it usually would.
Man, I just don't have it today.
So then I had the utmost privilege to go back to Chick-fil-A for my final meal of the day already. Now I had to dart over to downtown Cleveland to be on time for the playoff game tonight shortly after this, but I had also just found out that 2 of my YMCA basketball teammates canceled last minute, and as a result, I had to make sure that I was there for my team, meaning I would have to leave the game early, which sucks. And this might be the first time I've ever left a Cleveland sporting event early, other than Monday when I left the Cleveland Guardians game early. Okay, those are the only 2 times. I quickly hit the drive-thru for meal 9, which was technically 2 meals, 2 regular Chick-fil-A deluxe sandwich meals, 2 waffle fries, a large Coke, and a large lemonade. The thought process here was I would have a meal before the Cavs game and then discreetly sneak in some Chick-fil-A to eat during the Cavs game to, 1, say that I discreetly brought some Chick-fil-A in, but 2, to get some sustenance in me right before playing in the YMCA game. And some might say more is on the line for me tonight than the actual Cavs game. But the vibes were not great because I was thankful. I had said thank you so many times.
Thank you.
And I heard my pleasure a total of 0 times during meal 6, or whatever this meal is, meal 6.
Thank you. You too. Am I a piece of shit? I think I'm a piece of shit.
It's like you think you know a guy, or girl. I don't remember who took my order. I don't have too much time to eat. I got to shower and get to the Cavs game. So I'm just going to post up right here and absolutely just go to town. After deleting my first Chick-fil-A dinner of the night incredibly quickly and deviously in my truck, I got all gussied up and dressed back up as Waldo again, headed over to downtown, and that's when I realized I forgot my other Chick-fil-A meal back at my apartment.
Kids, if you can learn a lesson, always give yourself time to get ready because you will forget something. And I am a f***ing idiot.
For a guy who centers a lot of his weeks around eating, I sure do forget about eating a lot. But that was going to make the rest of the night tough because I love eating at sporting events and it's hard when I don't eat. And then also I need the energy before my YMCA basketball game, and I don't know how I'm going to get that. I barely made it on time right before the Cavs Heat game started. And real quick PSA, if you don't wear the playoff shirts the team gives you in your seat, you're a literal fraud. It was so fun, and the only thing that could have possibly made this whole experience better was bringing the Chick-fil-A that I wanted to bring and I didn't eat. And the good guys were up 17 points at halftime, so I thought, heck, they're not going to lose this game. I can't jinx it. They're up 17 at halftime. It's a safe time for me to leave discreetly. But then I left and the Cavs immediately lost. Just kidding. They only won by 9, though, so that was probably my fault. I drove over to the YMCA League, got changed, took a massive dump, and we were then ready. Let it rain! To lose by 19 points. Yeah, maybe that was a bad decision on my part. Your boy did have 20 points. That wasn't a flex. I'm not even flexing. That wasn't a flex. Did miss a lot of shots, which probably helped us lose the game. But I'm going to blame it on the fact that I didn't eat Chick-fil-A. And I hate losing. I've always hated losing. I even hated losing my virginity. Hey, yo, what the fuck? I regret saying that. So I walked the dogs to make myself feel better and then went back home where, sure enough, I left my Chick-fil-A here. I think I confused my Chick-fil-A bags and threw the wrong one in the garbage. Yep. Is it gross for me to eat this right now at 12:09 a.m. after it's been in the garbage for presumably 6 hours? Yes. Is that going to stop me? Absolutely not. And decided to have a sad meal for the second half of meal 9. Sat there at midnight and just ate it like the piece of shit that I am. But at least I'm halfway through this challenge, so that's something to be happy about and thankful about. It is going to get tougher here soon, which is not good for me, but definitely good for the video. I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot I was recording this. I think it's time to go to bed. After 3 days, I spent $130.99 on 9 meals, have heard 34 my pleasures, raising my MPs per meal average to 3.77, a super high average for an overachiever like me. And my watch said I burnt 1,344 calories and walked 9.54 miles. But since I can't wear my watch during basketball games, I like to think I burnt over 2,000 calories again and definitely moved over 10 miles. Day 4 was upon us, and I definitely had gotten my beauty sleep.
Dude, I always look like I got hit by a bus.
Or ugly sleep. I had another busy day ahead of me, so I made a stupid dad joke. Well, just another day at the office. Clocking in. I hate myself. And ordered meal 10 from the drive-thru, a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, hash browns, and an iced vanilla coffee. And I actually had to order my second meal of the day right then and there because I was immediately going to the recording studio where my producer Nate Saggio is to work on a song that we're working on, and it's a new song that we're going to be working on for the new song we're working on. Anything you like to say to the YouTube audience? Chick-fil-A! I personally love being in the studio. It's my creative outlet. Nate helps me produce the songs, and he's much more talented at playing instruments than I am, which is incredibly beneficial for me. And my music has never gone anywhere. I used to struggle with that notion a lot, and after praying a lot and asking just for guidance on where I should go in life, the Cleveland Browns went 0-16. I made a huge rant about it. It went viral the next day on New Year's Day in 2018. And I haven't stopped making content since. So I guess if you can take anything away from that short story, it's that you never know where life's going to take you, so just don't give up. And even though my music career has never taken off, I still absolutely love doing it, and I'm never going to stop doing it. And Nate and I have a lot of fun in the studio. How do you think recording is going? You're being filmed right now, by the way.
Oh.
What was your production studio name?
I don't really have one.
Okay. Well, just Nate Saggio.
Yeah.
Do the Instagram here. It's right here. Literally, if it's in front of my face, it's going to be here. It's here now, actually. And it's here. And I had a lot of fun eating my first meal in the studio and then also my second meal, which was a 4-counted chicken minis with hash browns that I guess I never ordered because they weren't in the bag, but they were on the receipt. Wait, that means I ordered it. And another iced vanilla coffee. After a successful day at the studio, I took the absurd amount of Chick-fil-A sauces I over-ordered.
Oh, it is bright.
To the lake where I attempted to run 8 miles.
Okay, here's my strategy for trying to run 8 miles. It's really hard for me to do, hence why I'm trying to strategize for it. I think if I just run like 4 miles in one direction, I'll have to theoretically come back.
And I did just that. I ran 4 miles in one direction. Unfortunately, life isn't Madden. You can't just like turn the fatigue toggle all the way down to 0. So I was tired.
Good news, I've hit 4 miles. I'm at the halfway point. The bad news is I have to go back. And I'm not sure if I can.
Embarrassingly enough, if I run too far in one direction and don't want to run back, I do order Ubers back to where I originally came from. But I didn't do that this time because the Ubers were like 30 minutes away. So I stopped being a giant and ran back 4 miles against everything in my head telling me that I should stop, which, you know, it made me feel pretty good getting through that adversity. But one thing I was not feeling good about was the NFL draft for the Cleveland Browns later tonight. As I mentioned earlier, I am a Cleveland Browns fan, a diehard Cleveland Browns fan to add, which is detrimental to my mental health a lot of times. And although I may be the only person in history to benefit from the Cleveland Browns going 0-16, they are a tough watch sometimes and tough to root for, but for some reason I just keep doing it.
I only have 2 things I'm focused on tonight. Eating a lot of Chick-fil-A because I'm very, very hungry. And also, the NFL draft is tonight. We're going to draft Travis Hunter, I hope.
Anyway, sorry, most of you probably don't give a shit about that, but I just wanted to provide some context. For meal 12, I went to the drive-thru and got a spicy chicken sandwich deluxe, waffle fries, a large Coke, and a new item here that was highly recommended to me, Chick-fil-A's Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich. I decided to not just get that entree in case, you know, the slim chance that I didn't like it, but everything is, you know, really good here, so I doubt it.
Also, I'm putting the windows up right now. Chick-fil-A employee just literally saw me talk to myself on the phone. So I would like to disappear immediately.
Now, when I say I'm a diehard Cleveland Browns fan, I mean it. My dad passed it down to me and my 3 siblings. It's in my DNA. I have no choice. It's so bad that, in fact, while the Browns traded the pick to the Jaguars so that they could draft Travis Hunter, I didn't realize that in the background, my brother Jimmy had been choking for a little bit and he was asking for help. Jimmy was okay and he forgave me and my dad for not noticing that he was asphyxiating on the Chick-fil-A that he had also gotten. But for real, oh my goodness, the Cleveland Browns are absolutely destroying my family. And then decided, you know what, I gotta do something positive and grabbed the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and had a sad sandwich. But you know what, it was a good sandwich because it tasted good. The draft was not great for me, but I also don't know ball and I could be overreacting.
Today was definitely a day. If it looks like I'm crying, I promise I'm not. My allergies have been destroying me today.
I mean, I did have allergies, but like that, yeah, I don't know. I may have been crying. After 4 days, I spent $178.45 on 12 Chick-fil-A meals. Kind of expensive, but whatever. I'm financially irresponsible, so it doesn't matter. I've heard 46 My Pleasures, an average of 3.83 MPs per meal, well ahead of my 3.3 MPs per meal goal. So even though I was having complications in the bathroom, at least Chick-fil-A was killing me with kindness. And I had burnt 1,675 calories and moved 10.31 miles. So I'm doing fantastic on my workout goals again. And it makes me very happy to know that at least in one facet of my life, I can be disciplined sometimes. However, all that movement in the past 4 days definitely caught up to me in addition to, like I just said, all the Chick-fil-A I've had. So even though it's on the higher quality and healthy side of fast food, it's still fast food, as I found out.
Between all the exercise, eating Chick-fil-A, and complaining about the Cleveland Browns, I am exhausted. Today might be a rest day.
I did a super short walk just to get some fresh air before going back in the recording studio again with Nate to work on the new song. And I had to wear some blue light glasses, and you guys might be like, oh, that makes sense because you look at screens all the time and you want to help your vision. Well, that actually would be a pretty good idea, but the real reason is I keep forgetting to stop rubbing my fucking eyes because these spring allergies are killing me right now, and this is like the only way that I can slightly prevent it. Now, I had to grab meal 13 and 14 from the drive-thru again today, but since I had 2 breakfast meals yesterday, I had kind of gotten sick of doing that and just wanted 2 regular meals instead. And for meals 13 and 14, I got a spicy chicken sandwich, no deluxe this time because I forgot, a spicy Southwest salad, 2 iced vanilla coffees, waffle fries, and I wrote in my notes an absurd amount of Chick-fil-A sauce. which makes sense. I had my first meal inside the Chick-fil-A because I actually was ahead of schedule for once in my life, so please clap for me right now because this is a literal miracle. And even though I had complications digestively and was getting a little flavor fatigue from having the same meal over and over again, I still enjoy the meal because what am I going to do? Tell myself I didn't enjoy the meal? No, I'm going to try to be positive. Plus, I only have 4 more meals to go before I can theoretically eat healthy again for a few minutes until I have to start the next eating challenge. All right, so that meal was pretty good. I'm kind of getting tired of Chick-fil-A.
That didn't make any sense.
Nate, you're about to do drums.
I need drumsticks though.
I got to Nate's studio and watched him record some drums while I had the drums playing on loop in my brain again. But then it was time to drop some vocals fresh off of eating 13 Chick-fil-A meals in a row. And whoa, I don't think I would be anywhere else, right now. Where else? And yeah, I may have been gassy because I was dropping straight fire in that studio. Just kidding, but I did really like those lyrics a lot. And for the people that do listen to my music, I don't want to talk about it too much, but thank you so much. It means the world to me. I love making music, and I don't know. I'm excited for this song to come out. Thanks for the support. Nate's so good at what he does, and I have so much fun making music with him. In fact, I had so much fun with Nate in the studio that I completely forgot to have another meal again. So I wolfed down my salad in the car after the studio session was over at about 4 p.m. That is an aggressively late lunch. You can't even call that lunch. But I was a smart boat this time and tossed the salad. Please let me finish with my fork outside of the car to not spill all the sauce in the car, and then went back in and ate my salad, and I still spilled it on me anyways. I had to head home quickly to change because my friend Eric from the band Heart Attack Man had just dropped their new album Joyride the Pale Horse, and I was going to his album release show and party. They kick out the jams, baby. Heart Attack Man did a 45-minute Q&A with fans, which was super intimate and cool, but after somebody asked them a question about what they like to eat, I started to think about having food again, and damn it, I was really hungry, and I was really sick of just having water there. Like, I was lightheaded, that's how hungry I was. That's not a good level of being hungry. And that's when the intrusive thoughts won again, because I had told myself, hey, I had wine earlier in the week. Why can't I just have a couple high noons while I'm here? There's no harm in that, right? Except that's illegal and I broke the law in my video. We have government in this video. I also met Paul and Jonah, who are subbed to the channel, so they're real ball knowers. Eric, Adam, and Ty, and the rest of the touring band members from Heart Attack Man played their whole new album front to back, and it was absolutely electric. It's definitely their best body of work yet. However, the plot did get a little thick here. As I had mentioned, I was pretty hungry earlier, and Chick-fil-A closes at 9. Well, right now, I had just realized it was 8:45 p.m., and there was no shot that I was going to get over to Chick-fil-A. So I had to make a call for backup to make sure that I got another meal tonight, aka I had to call my mom.
Mission accomplished by secret agent Mama Yacht. I got 2 my pleasures. Over and out.
And shout out my mom, because without her, I would have been super frustrating to talk to and in my feelings on an empty stomach. And she had picked up my order of a spicy chicken deluxe sandwich, large waffle fries, a large Coke, a 5-count of chicken nuggets, and a frosted lemonade. She also got me a gigantic bottle of small-sized Chick-fil-A, or what normal people would call a regular bottle. And even though I've said this frequently in this video, no, here was the most clutch Chick-fil-A I've ever had in NBA history. And since I can't quit the Browns, I continue to watch the NFL draft with my dad tonight as well. And don't worry, Jimmy wasn't here, so he wasn't choking. I mean, he could choke somewhere else, but he didn't choke that night. The Browns wildly drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, who was an undersized quarterback from Oregon. And, you know, naturally being me, I had a pretty normal reaction to it.
Dylan Gabriel.
Whoa! Whoa! Holy cow! What? What? I mean, that is a pretty normal reaction for anybody who knows me and also watches the Browns, so it makes sense. And also, I wasn't kidding. I'm literally disorientated into sauce. But the one thing I'm not lost on in this challenge is what day it is. It's day 5, meaning I only have one more day until this challenge is over for good. It really is just a bummer that I'm only going to be doing this for 6 days, and I'm not going to have 3 to-go meals on day 6 for me to have for day 7. I might cut that. Okay, it's been a pretty good day. The Cleveland Browns are really just destroying me mentally, as well as Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I feel like I just yap and just say words without even knowing what I'm saying. I just said it was a great day and then I just complained twice. Do you guys feel like this when you watch me? Like it doesn't make sense?
After 5 days at Chick-fil-A, I've spent $228.54 on 15 meals. I heard 12 my pleasures again for the second day in a row, which is kind of weird. So that's 58 total, an average of 3.87 MPs per meal. And I be putting up generational numbers on thankfulness and social etiquette this week, baby. And I only burnt 695 calories and moved 3.39 miles on day 5 since it was my rest day. So tomorrow I'll just have to make sure I get that number back up. I woke up on day 6, the last day of this challenge, and what should be a tremendous day feeling not so tremendous.
Legitimately, I don't feel great right now. I feel exhausted. It's funny because like I'm telling my brain it's Chick-fil-A. Like, oh, it's good. It's good for you. But it's cooking me right now.
The food had really caught up to me, and even though I rested yesterday, I did feel like I got hit by a bus. I've seen the end of the movie Mean Girls. That does not look like a good feeling. And for the first time this week, I pulled Old Reliable out, aka some Pepto-Bismol. And when you have it as much as I do, you don't need the measurement cup because you know exactly how much a serving of Pepto-Bismol is. I slept in pretty late, in fact, so late that I totally forgot that Bill had been waiting for me at Chick-fil-A to film me for meal 16. I could only see Bill for a few minutes while ordering my 16th meal in the drive-thru.
Dude, I'm the worst friend ever. This guy's been waiting for like 20 minutes. I completely forgot you were gonna come here today.
And I feel so bad. This is the second worst thing I've done to Bill all week. The first was beating him by 5 games to 0, and it wasn't even close. For meal 16, I got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, hash browns, and an iced vanilla coffee.
Can I do it? Pardon me?
Said a sausage, egg, and cheese.
I had to order it a few times because I can't enunciate my words, and the Chick-fil-A employee had no idea what I was saying. I might as well have been speaking a different language. But Chick-fil-A, to be fair, also thought I was driving a red truck when in fact, you guys, it's orange. It is orange. Before going on his own, Bill wanted me to guzzle some sauce out of the packet like I always do.
This is for you, Bill.
And I headed off to a quick studio session with Nate again, where I immediately took out his plumbing. I then filmed myself watching Nate shred the guitar while deleting some Chick-fil-A off the face of the earth. But yeah, it was just another great studio sesh. We added some production stuff, and I'm super excited for you guys to see the song. It's going to be called Anywhere Else, aka Can I Eat Anywhere Else, Please? Despite the good vibes in the studio, to be honest with you guys, I mentally was kind of checked out. I had some reasons for that. First, there was some guilt in my head for not adopting Onyx. He's been in that shelter for over 7 years. I could give him a home. I travel so much, and I want to do a good job for him. I don't want to be a disservice to a shelter dog. Like, I love him, and I want to make it work. Or I want somebody else to make it work. I don't know. I keep praying about it. I keep thinking about it. But I promise, like I said, no matter what, I'm going to make sure he gets adopted. Like that is for sure. He will get adopted. And 2, I've been working on these YouTube videos so much. Like, it's so fun, you guys. Like, I love making these videos, and I love the community that's, been created. I'm so thankful for your support. But admittedly, I do get burnt out sometimes. And I have the biggest fear ever of working on these videos so much that I don't see my family and friends, and I ruin relationships with that as a result. I don't know, it kind of freaks me out sometimes, to be honest with you. I need to figure out some sort of balance. Like, I'm not going to lower my output whatsoever, but there's got to be a way I can be productive in making videos and be productive in my personal life. So anyways, I just wanted to vent. So thanks for listening. Anyways, back to the Chick-fil-A.
So just really quick, I love what I do. I think I was just having not a great day when I was recording this. I work till I get burnt out, and obviously that affects me, as you see there. But I would say 95% of the time I'm doing fantastic. Like, I'm really, really happy. So sometimes I'm not, and I like to be vulnerable and share it with you guys. So thanks for putting up with that.
I was supposed to go down to Columbus for the rest of the weekend, but I had to cancel my plans to take care of a little TLC. And TLC stands for the last 2 chicken meals for Sir Yacht. I think it stands for Tender Loving Care. What does it stand for? Chicken tenders? The Learning Channel. No, that's the TV network. Tender Loving Care. That's what it stands for. Okay. I needed that apparently. For my second to last meal here, I got a spicy deluxe chicken sandwich, a large waffle fry, a large Coke, fruit cup, because shout out vitamin C. You might be C on the vitamins, but you're A in my heart and my colon. I felt super relieved just knowing that I'm going to be posted up. I'm not going to be on the run. I can just kind of be here tonight and relax. And I really enjoyed this meal, like more than I did on any meal yesterday. I learned this thing while watching the show How I Met Your Mother called the graduation effect, where you enjoy something more because you know you're going to leave it soon. And yeah, technically I could have Chick-fil-A whenever I want the rest of my life, but I'm going to be leaving this challenge. And even though they're like difficult, mentally exhausting, physically exhausting, they are really, really fun to do. So I was going to miss this weekly eating challenge.
Feel a little bit better with some food in me. I'm still pretty tired. Probably take a little nap and then I think treat myself to a giant run, which will make me feel pretty good, and then come back here for one final meal because again, they're closed on Sundays. Let's remember, closed on Sundays.
I then went back to the apartment and quickly edited a video in my car to help promote Onyx, the best dog in the world. And I then had a much needed nap after meal 17 before waking up an hour or so later to go on a 6-mile run, or at least attempt to do that. And yeah, I didn't do 6 miles because I did 8. Felt really nice to sweat out the stress and overthinking I've been doing the past 6 days, and it was time to go out with a bang.
Let's do this.
For meal 18, I got a 12-count of chicken nuggets, a large waffle fry, a large Coke. I totally forgot up until this point that I had been recommended a lot to get milkshakes. And the milkshakes here are really good, so I got a chocolate milkshake because I love chocolate. And there's one thing that you guys can count on that I will do no matter what, even if I'm feeling not great. I'm going to put on a show. And that might just be eating food in this scenario, but I'm going to eat that food so good. So I sat down and eviscerated that final meal off the planet, and now I can officially say after another stupid eating challenge is over that I've eaten nothing but Chick-fil-A for 6 days.
Oh, hallelujah, I'm done. Thank God.
And now here are the results that nobody asked for. I'll reveal how much money I spent here at the end because it's a lot, but after 6 days of eating at Chick-fil-A, I heard my pleasure 69 times after hearing it 11 times on day 6. That's an average of 3.83 MPs per meal, which is a very high number. It's my career high, and it puts me at the first all-time in NBA history in this completely made-up fantasy world where I make up stats. Over the past 6 days, I burnt an average of 1,737.5 calories per day and moved 10.17 miles per day. I weighed myself at the beginning of the video and weighed myself the day after day 6, where I found out if I gained or lost weight. And you guys, I lost 2.9 pounds. And finally, my spending total for 18 meals at Chick-fil-A, it was $280.83. Wait, what? $280.83. That's like almost an average of $16 per meal. There's no way that was the total. I mean, the only way that could be the total is if I had 3 additional meals the next day on day 7. But Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. That's illegal. Uh-oh.
Shit. I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna go to fucking jail. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't go to jail! I can't go to jail! I can't go to jail!
No. Oh, hey, I'm sorry I didn't see you there. This is Sir Yacht. Thanks for watching the video. You just saw a dramatization of what it would be like if you ate Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. But don't fret, boys and girls. We filmed this on a Wednesday. That's right, it's not Sunday. Just make sure you don't eat it on a Sunday though. Otherwise you may die. Or worse, get arrested. See you next time.